peeps, how's everybody doing? I am Adriana and this is Colored by Adri. Today I bring you a video that I've been wanting to do since last month that was started by Maria from Color for Mother of Three. I think that is her YouTube channel name. I will put the name in the description and also here in the screen the name of her channel. Anyway, she started a new tag, and it's called The Story Behind the Page. And I thought it was so interesting when I watched her video because I saw how much of a humanity she carries. And she's such a lovely lady. And I just wanted to come out and show you the pages that I think have a story behind it. And what is the story behind it? And what can we learn from them? So I'm not gonna go in order that it happened. I just picked some of the books that I know have a story behind, and I'm just gonna tell you about it. So the first book I'm gonna bring you is this Fairy Tales and Folklore. Many of you guys know that I have a group called Fairy Tale Friends that we color a page a month from this book, and now we have also added Fantasy World from Emily Little Holberg. But there is a page here. I started coloring, like, the story behind it. I started coloring on this book in July, around this time last year. I mean, I bought the book. When did I buy the book? This book is getting, I don't remember exactly when I bought the book, but I know I got it probably around April or last year, not quite sure. But the page that I colored, yes, it was this one. And almost exactly to the day. Today is the 27th. So 1 year ago today, I colored this page. I really love the color combination that I did on this one. And I also, well, a month after I colored this one. But the story behind this page, it had just been my birthday. I mean, you guys know, July, I declared Colored by Adri birthday bash. So we've been celebrating, you guys been celebrating with me all month because I'm a diva and I celebrate my birthday like that. So it was a birthday that was very sad for me because I am used to celebrating big when I lived in the United States with barbecues in my backyard or big parties at restaurants or even nightclubs. So we always have fun on my birthday, and the whole month of July was always a party for me. And the first year that I was here, which was a year before, so it would have been July of 2025, I was very sick. I had come down with fever, and I couldn't celebrate that much. We went out for lunch, but I didn't even have a cake, so that was sad. So I thought, 1 year later it was gonna be better. And I did have a little gathering with friends, and then I had a friend, and I had to tell you the story of my friend. I had a friend that her birthday is a couple days after me, and then I had made friends with her and her other friends, and they were gonna be we were supposed to be hanging out together. We were gonna be partying, or not really partying, but doing stuff that were fun. And then they completely ghosted me, and I was so sad. I thought I was going to go out with my friends, and I was completely ghosted. So I sat down and I needed to do something. I had not colored in a long time. Not like I do it now. Like I was doing maybe a page, like I was coloring maybe a page every other couple months. I wasn't coloring the way I'm coloring now that I'm so many a month. So I didn't know what to do. I was sad. I felt lonely, and I sat down and I picked up this book and I opened it and I was like, I'm gonna go ahead and color. And this one really helped me get over those feelings of rejection that I was going through. And I'm not gonna go through my psyche or my psychological profile on that, but that's what happened. So that's the story behind this page. I colored this page. I wanted, I guess I did a blues because I was feeling blue. So I did a lot of blues in here. And then I did this one in blues because I did that one blue. I wasn't feeling that sad then. But that is the story behind this page. Let's move on because we don't want to start crying. And so then we're going to go back in time with Chiaki Ida. And this beautiful book is called Dreaming Big by Chiaki Ida. And the page that I'm going to show you, I'm actually going to show you two pages. The story behind this page. I really, really love it. I had just received my Pablos at the time that I colored this one. Anybody has this coloring book, you'll know that there is no such thing as these flowers. I added them myself. But the story is that it was around Thanksgiving. And I had, this was in 2017. I think it was 2016 or 27. No, I was in my house already. So it was 2017. And I had started this page just a little before Thanksgiving. And I wasn't finished. I had just added a few things here and there. And then I started with other colors. I don't remember which ones they were. And I received my Pablos. So I went out to celebrate Thanksgiving with my family, and we were having a lot of fun. I came back from that, and I got so sick. I was so sick. I was working a full-time job, so my timing for coloring was very limited. So like this page probably took me months. If I remember, I started it probably like in the end of September, and I didn't finish it until after Thanksgiving because I had a full-time job as an engineer. You get very busy, so my time for coloring was very, very limited. And I was laying in my bed feeling sick like a dog, and the only thing I could do was color. I ended up that it ended up being that I had pneumonia. And after I finished this page, I was so sick. I ended up in the hospital for like a week with pneumonia. And then after that, I had pneumonia year after year. But this one reminds me of what happened in the first time I got pneumonia. But I still enjoy coloring this page. It's like it helped me get through my sickness. Helped me get through it. And I really love it. And you can see their hard pencils. You can see their Pablos. They're not very creamy pencils. They're hard. You can see the strikes. But it still came out very good. I think I did. Yeah, I did it like that, and it looks like an M, but it's actually like an W upside down, and I think it was for Walmart. I believe that's what it was. I am not advertising Walmart. No. So that is the story behind this page. Then there is another one here that I want to show you. The story behind this page. And you have seen this before. This is not the first time I talk about it. When I color this page, I colored it this year. I think it was February this year. And I have been thinking about my move to Colombia, already been almost 2 years at the time I was coloring this. It's over 2 years now. At the time I was coloring this, it was almost 2 years in Colombia. And you know how you pick stuff and you don't even know what your psyche behind all the stuff that is happening inside your brain that is not really showing any signs that you listen to, but then you start coloring, and then your feelings start flowing. And everything I did, I started analyzing, because I analyze everything. I don't know why I do it, but I analyze everything. And then once I was done and I started looking at it, it brought me to tears, because I realized what I had done here. I realized why I had picked this girl, and why I had picked the colors, and why I had done everything I had done in this page. Like in the original, the faucet, the water faucet is there. All of this is there, but there is no water running. I added that, and for me that signifies my feelings. And as I put it clear, they were not hurt or disturbed feelings, but really my flowing feelings of what had happened for the last 2 years. The back being dark blue and with light over here, for me signified that I was going through, and especially in this threshold, going through this threshold and actually finding a new life, that I was actually liking it. Dark in the back is just the past being left behind, that and just it's already in the past and it's already done, and no need to go back, no need to look back. The door signifies, open door signifies opening opportunities that I'm having. And I have just started my YouTube channel, so it was in a door opening for me with this channel. So this, I really love this page. It might not be like the most beautiful, gorgeous page, but it is one that holds a lot of meaning behind it. Every single thing that was colored here was colored for a reason, even if I wasn't thinking of those reasons at the moment I was coloring. Every time I start talking like this, I get the hiccups. Every time. Anyway, so that is the story behind this page, and I really, really love this page for that reason. Then, in the next page, comes from this Leo's journey. And I had done 2 here, but I'm only going to talk about 1. Is this page. I really love this page. And let me tell you the story behind it. So, I have been following Monica from the Art of Momo for a while. I'm not going to say years, because no, I think I started following her by the time I started again coloring here in Colombia. And I been watching her journey, how beautiful she colors. And I approached her to see if she wanted to do a body color with me, and she said yes. And then we picked this page, we picked this book, and I was super excited, because it was the first time I was going to have a body color with somebody that I so admire. And I pour my heart into this page. Every single detail on this page was so thought out. And I was really looking forward. Now, she didn't finish hers, because she thought that her page looked really bad, which it didn't. To make it clear, she never does anything that looks bad. It didn't look bad, but she perceived it that way. So this one is meaningful, even though we didn't actually finish the body color, because she didn't actually finish her page. I still think it's a beautiful page that I color, and it's a beautiful coloring book. And before I had this idea of taking out the pages that I love and framing them, and I don't do that anymore. But this one has me so tempted. Like, I really want, or maybe even order another book so I can take this page and frame it and put it in my guest bedroom with all my other ones that I have framed before, because this is, for me, one of the best things I have ever done in my coloring journey. I absolutely love it. And thank you, Monica, for allowing me to color with you. And do not worry that you didn't finish yours. I loved it anyway. I saw it in the video that you showed part of it. And I don't think it's bad. I think it's really pretty. And I hope you one day finish it. The next one I'm going to talk about is this one. This page, I started it in one of my very early live streams. And I really worked hard on this. You could see I did something that I don't do anymore, like is color pencils. I did base it, but I based like this, the hair, I didn't base the skin. And the skin actually looks really good. But the reason why this is special is because most of it was done on one of my live streams with everybody helping me pick colors and helping me make decisions, which felt like it was a community. We were teaming up to make this beauty come through, and I really, really loved it. And it holds a special place for the memories that I have, with the channel and with the people that support my channel and that come to my live streams. Every one of those persons that come here, people, is very much appreciated. Just know that I love you all. Some of you have become very good friends, and we will probably be friends forever. So that is the story behind that one. We'll have another one here. Then there's this one. On this one, I have, I think, a couple of pages. So you guys all know that I adore this one. Why significantly? What's the story? This was base. Yeah, this was base with alcohol markers. The reason why this is so special is because I was so nervous about making a fantasy skin. And I put all the green, and you'll see it here. Like, there is no pink added to the alcohol marker. It's all green, green. And my hand was shaking when I added it. But when I saw it all, like it was before I put pencils on top. When I saw it all, I was like, it's not going to be good. I was scared. It's not going to look good. But then I let myself relax and let my hands go and go with the flow, and added the pinks. And she's actually one of the best Christine Karen pages that I have ever colored. And I have colored so many, but this one takes them all. Not just because Christine Karen is so good about her little girls and everything that all the portraits that she does. She's so talented, and I adore her, and I thank you for providing this much entertainment to us with your books. But also because I allow myself to go outside the box, to do something that I had never done before, only to be rewarded with the most beautiful little fairy of all. And for that reason, this has very special meaning, and that is the story behind this. Then there's in this book, and you guys are going to remember this one because I threw a fit over this, and I don't have an before. I only have an after because I think I deleted everything. Plus, I got a new phone, and when I got a new phone and I transferred everything, a lot of stuff got lost. But I started this page because I thought it was gonna be fun coloring lemons, and it's gonna be a lot of yellow, and the trees and everything so pretty. But then I messed up, and it looked horrible, and I got upset, really, really upset, because I felt like I had completely ruined a page in a perfectly good book, which it was an untouched book, and I'm really not. I am not in a place where I can be replacing books just like that. I live on a budget and I cannot do that. So for me, ruining this page felt really bad, and I really thought of tearing the page apart, like, and throw it in the trash. But then I thought, let me give it one more try. And I came back and I tried a different things. There's actually a video about this one. You guys can find it on my library of videos on my channel. And I tried so many things that didn't work. Finally, I tried something I never thought I would do, which is gouge. And it started to come together and look better. And at first it was like a blob. But then I added a little bit of a black pen, just like highlighting things like again. I should put some highlights with white. Maybe that'll make it even better. But I fixed it, and I couldn't believe that I had fixed it, because I really thought it was ruined forever, and that I was never going to open this book again, because just looking at it made me want to, throw the book away. And this is such a beautiful book, which I want to do more, and I was so upset. But then there's always a way to fix it, and I think it was one of my subscribers and friends that said to me, when in doubt, gouge it out. That is, she said that Tara says that. And I was like, well, I tried gouge and it did work. So that's the story behind that one. And there is this one. In this one, I did it 2016. It was October 29, 2016. So it was a few days before Halloween. And there's another page that I would wish I could talk about it, but I can't because I tore it out and I actually have a frame. But this page, I did it during that Halloween season, and I remember working hard on this. And this was one of those first pages that I ever colored that took my breath away. That I was like, wow, I can really do this. And it made me fall in love with my hobby. I have been coloring. I started coloring in the beginning of 2016, or maybe at the end of 2015. So, but this page was one of those first pages that I enjoy coloring, and that it actually came out beautiful. And it's all done with pencils. And I was using like the white stuff. It's Posca. And the pencils are Prismacolor. And I just loved it, and it made me realize you could do this, Adriana. You could do it, and don't let anybody tell you that you're wasting your time, because you're not. Yeah, I did not start a channel then. I didn't have time. My job was demanding too much time, so it took me a long time to color even one page back then. So this one, I think I did it in like a week, finished it and because I think I was either on vacation or something. I had some time off, and that's why I was able to do this more. But yeah, that's the story behind that one, and I still remember how I felt that I could do this. Then there is this page. And I think I had mentioned that before on this channel. And I think it was about I think the video was about the books that I will never get rid of. And this one, of course, has a sentimental feeling. I finished this in 2017, I believe, 2016 or 2017. And it was at the time that I was trying to buy a house. And we were I was in Texas. And it was a time when a lot of people were coming from California to buy houses in Texas because they were selling their houses that would have been a house that maybe would have cost in Texas $100,000, but they were selling them in California for $500,000 or even more because of the way the market was in California and the way the market was in Texas. So I was trying to buy my house, and I was dealing with that. People selling their homes in California and coming to Texas to buy houses cash. So no matter how many houses I saw, I was always outbid and always with cash offers by somebody that was coming from California. And I was so frustrated. It had been about 4 months since I had been looking for a house. And I remember that week, I was frustrated and got kind of ready to give up on my search for a house. And I sat down and I saw this one. And I don't know if you guys remember the book, The Secret. I have read that book. And in fact, I had just finished reading the book when I started coloring this page. And it says that you need to let your wishes out and, do it in a way that the universe can hear you. So I was looking through this book. It was a new book then. And then I found this page. It was a nice little house. Nothing fancy, nothing out of the ordinary. Just a small little house. And I felt like how wonderful it would be if I can find a house like that. It doesn't have to be exactly like this, but it's a simple, modest house. So I sat down to color, and like in the book, I said, I put my intentions. And every pencil I pick, I thought about my intentions that I was to get a house. And I color it. I finished coloring this one. And during the week that I was coloring this, I was going to see different houses. This one's for sale. So I was putting offers. I was being rejected because other people were coming. And the day I finished this one, I went to see a house. And I liked the house. It was not like the most gorgeous house. I had seen others. There was one house that I saw just before that one that was so beautiful, and the price was excellent. I think it was $120,000 at the time, and it was in a gorgeous neighborhood. And that house was gone like that. Like, I put an offer, and somebody came and say, we're offering this much in cash, and the person that was selling the house just said yeah, and then it went for somebody else, and I was devastated because I really wanted the house. So I found this other house, which was a little more modest than the other one. And I told my realtor that I liked it. She said, let's go ahead and put an offer. We went about, I don't remember how much the owner was asking at the moment, but we went about $7,000 or $8,000 higher. But I was thinking, there's no way. Because I wasn't paying cash. I was being financed by a bank. So I came home and just started looking at this and thinking about what my thought the whole time I colored this page. The next day, I get a phone call from my realtor and says they took your offer. So I really believe that putting all my intentions into this page is the reason the universe gave me my house, which that house in fact gave me my future, because that's the reason why I'm able to be here in Colombia without a job, not working, because years later I sold the house that I had bought when I colored this one for so much more that I bought it for, and was able to leave the United States and invest my money and able to live the way I live now. So I owe so much to this page, and in fact, one day I am actually going to frame it. This one deserves to be framed. So that is the story behind that page. And there is this book. In this book, I have one, which is a double page, and I have talked about it before too. And it's this one. See if I can lift it up a little bit. So, why I like this one and what's the story behind it? So, this is a newer book. I bought it this year in a haul from Amazon Japan. But I have already been living in Colombia for 2 years. And I wanted to something that will show my journey and how much I appreciate everything Colombia has given me. And I saw this page, just windows, it doesn't look like it's that much. But for me, it reminded me of Cartagena, of Salento, of Finlandia, of Circassia. Those are towns. Cartagena is ocean. But the other towns are close to me that are very picturesque, very beautiful little towns that show Colombian architecture. And I added the bricks because I wanted that feeling of Colombia and the colors of the windows. Like every little house has a different colors, and the windows show how live the little town is, how live, how much of a if you could say it, for party, yeah, how much of a party Colombians are. and I colored this, and I thought it's beautiful because I was able to show that how is Colombia looks on those towns. That's how people are in Colombia, how welcoming they are, how beautiful these people are, and how beautiful my life has been since I got here. So that is the story behind that one. And the last one is this one. And you all know why. I put so much thought into this page. It is from Open the Door to Your Imagination by Erie. And the story is, I wanted, Charmaine Colors, she was coloring that. And she knows that I love Anna Green Gables. And it's like, I say it almost in every video that I make. I love Anna Green Gables. It's not, the world knows it already. And she was coloring this one. And I was like, I want to color it too. I forgot that this page existed here. So I was like, I want to color it too. So I got my book and I started coloring, but I went with intention. Like, I wasn't just going to color. I was going to color and make it look like it was in the book. And I went back and looked at scenes from the movies, and I put it all in my head, and I started making it look as close to the way she tells it in the book as I could. And I added all the black marker and made that as a blackboard. I added the white glitter, no, not glitter, the white pen to do like the chalk writing. I mean, everything was a thought. The green on the wood, the wood, the shadows on the darker of the wood underneath the bench, because nobody walks that much underneath that. The cats, the flowers, everything was thought out that it needed to be as close as I could make it as the book tells it. And I think I did it. And that's the story behind this page. And that's why it means so much to me that I was able to do a good job on this book. So that is the last book, and I don't have no more that I can show you about the story behind it. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you liked it. And if you want to do this tag, you can do it. I don't need to tag you. I love to see what are your pictures, your coloring pages, and what is the story behind it. We all want to know. So have fun, enjoy the rest of the week, and we'll talk again later. Bye.